free. That's right, no strings attached. Stay tuned as we tell you how a quick call can get your home and loved ones protected.
Hi, I'm Mark Laux. Did you know that 72% of homes in Michigan where a fire death occurred in 2023 had no working smoke alarms? Good news though, you can make your home safer from the fire risk with just one phone call to the Midland Fire Department. Thanks to a statewide My Prevention program, Midland Fire Department will provide smoke alarm devices to any City of Midland resident who needs them at no cost. Well wait, there's more. We'll even sweeten this special offer for you. Not only does this program provide free smoke alarms to residents who need them, but your proud public servants at the Midland Fire Department will install them for you. Wait, you can even have your smoke alarms installed by this fine firefighting gentleman right here. Ooh. That's right. Quicker than you can say, "Holy smokes, that's a fine firefighter in my foyer," our experienced and trained public servants will expertly install provided smoke alarms in the correct location.
Golly, gosh darn, that must cost a fortune. How much is it?
That's the beautiful part of this program. It's free. The smoke alarms, the installation, the fire safety check, everything comes at the low cost of $0. And you can take that to the bank.
What if I have my own smoke alarm? Will you help me install it?
You bet your bottom dollar we will. The highly trained members of the Midland Fire Department can select the best place for your new smoke alarm and hang it up, making it look like you did it all yourself. Wait, did you bring that with you? You know what? It doesn't matter. Yes, if you have a new handy-dandy fire safety contraption of your own, we'll install it free of charge. We also educate you on the fire safety risks in your home, too.
I rent my home. Can I get a free smoke alarm?
Sorry, this program is only available for owner-occupied properties. But we'd still love to give you resources so you can practice fire safety wherever you live.
Does he make home visits?
Anyway, to secure your participation in this program and take advantage of this amazing opportunity, contact the fine folks at the Midland Fire Department at 989-837-3410. They'll set you up in a jiffy with a free smoke alarm, free installation, and a free fire safety check. Call now and ensure that your home is fire safe thanks to the Midland Fire Department.
Don't wait. Call the Midland Fire Department today at 989-837-3410 and schedule your free smoke alarm installation. Protect your home and loved ones. It's fast, it's easy, and it's absolutely free. Call now.
Our street network is one of our most valuable public spaces. Let's talk traffic laws so that way we can make sure that everyone travels safely upon our roadways.
Bicycles have the same rights and responsibilities as vehicles on our roadways, so motorists should treat them as such. Cyclists should ride with the flow of traffic. If there's a designated bike lane, use it. You can identify these lanes by looking for pavement markings with a dedicated lane or a charo. Motorists should pass bicycles on the left, giving them at least 3 feet of space when passing. Only pass when it is safe to do so, keeping in mind that motorists are allowed to pass cyclists in no passing zones in most cases. If you're a pedestrian, use a sidewalk whenever possible. If you must walk in the roadway, walk against traffic as close to the side of the road as possible. Don't forget to wear light or reflective clothing if walking after dark. In Midland, bicycles and electric scooters are permitted on the sidewalk. In many cases, it's safer to ride on the road than on the sidewalk, so you should make every effort to ride on the road if it's safe to do so. On a sidewalk, cyclists and scooters must yield the right-of-way to pedestrians and are required by law to give an audible signal before overtaking and passing a pedestrian. Like bicycles, electric scooters are also permitted on city streets. Scooters should be ridden on local streets with speed limits less than 35 miles per hour, and on sidewalks when the speed limit is 35 miles per hour or greater. It is important to note that no one under the age of 12 may ride an electric scooter on any public roadway.
Just like vehicles, road users that are on bikes and scooters must signal their intended movements.
Extend your left arm to indicate turning left, and extend your right arm to indicate turning right. You can also hold up your left arm, bent at the elbow, to indicate a right turn. Extend your hand and arm downward, bent at the elbow, to indicate you are coming to a stop.
No matter where you're going, you can ensure that everyone makes it to their destination safely by following these basic traffic laws. For more information, follow the link below. Whether you're on 4 wheels, 2 wheels, or on foot, you deserve the right to feel safe and comfortable while traveling on our roadways. Let's talk some tips to ensure that everyone feels safe and comfortable while traveling.
When approaching a traffic signal or stop sign, motorists should stop at the white stop bar, not over or in front of it. Motorists should never block a crosswalk when stopping at a traffic signal. If you need to move your vehicle forward to get better visibility, do so only after checking that there are no pedestrians or non-motorized users coming. Make eye contact with other users when stopped. Motorists should yield to non-motorized users at crosswalks and allow them to cross whenever possible.
Ever heard of a left cross and a right hook? No, it's not a boxing move, it's actually a potential traffic collision. Let's examine this a little bit further so that way you know you can pay special attention to these details while you're on the roadway.
A left cross occurs when a cyclist is riding to the right and behind a car going straight through an intersection. A left-turning motorist going the other direction sees a gap behind the car traveling toward them. The left-turning car quickly turns behind the passing car, but into the path of the cyclist. To prevent this, motorists should always be watching for cyclists and only turn if the roadway, including bike lanes and sidewalks, are clear. Cyclists should always practice defensive riding and be aware of the vehicles around them, including those ahead. In a right hook situation, a cyclist approaches an intersection with the intention of going straight. A motorist approaches the cyclist from behind with the intention of turning right at the upcoming intersection. If the motorist doesn't give the cyclist enough time and space to clear the intersection, a collision can occur.
So how can we prevent this?
A motorist can avoid the right hook by checking behind them to ensure the bike lane or roadway is clear. Drivers are required to make right turns as close to the right-hand curb or edge of the roadway as reasonably possible. Remember, bike lanes are considered a part of the roadway, just as a bicycle is considered a vehicle. In fact, some bike lanes are painted with lines as they approach intersections to reinforce this interaction. Cyclists can avoid a right hook collision by moving into the middle of the lane as they approach an intersection.
Parked vehicles can be dangerous for non-motorized users as well. Let's talk about how.
Dooring occurs when a motorist opens their vehicle door into the path of a passing cyclist. Motorists should always check their rearview mirror and side mirrors before opening a car door on a street. Use your far hand to open the car door. This simple move forces you to look over your shoulder so you can ensure no cyclists are approaching. Cyclists and other non-motorized users should use caution near parked vehicles and stay outside the reach of doors when passing them.
By increasing your awareness of potential roadway conflicts, you can ensure that everyone traveling within our roadways makes it to their destination safely. For more information, please visit the link below.
Well, good afternoon again. We are going to go ahead and get started, so thank you so much for being here today. Well, please continue to enjoy your salads. They're going to start bringing out the meals in just a minute. But good afternoon. On behalf of the Midland Business Alliance, I want to thank you for joining us for the 2026 State of the City Address. My name is Tony Stamas, President and CEO of the Midland Business Alliance, and I have the honor of emceeing today's event. First, to start us off, I'd like to invite Marty Wisbinski, Councilman Ward 5, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And thank you for your service with the U.S. Army, 4 years active and 25 years reserve. Marty.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
No, you're good. And thank you, Marty. Now I'd like to invite Wally Mayton, Parish Associate of Memorial Presbyterian Church, forward to lead us in today's invocation. Esther.
This is a day that has been made for us to rejoice and be glad in it. And I am indeed glad because we're gathered here to not only hear a report, but also anticipate what is to come. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for giving me this representation of our faith community as we gather together. I invite you into a moment of thanksgiving and blessing. Our Lord God, we are grateful. You give us the privilege and the opportunity to gather together as friends, neighbors, associates, colleagues, and servants. Servants to a community that we wish to serve to fulfill your intention for peace, hope, joy, and love. Be with us in the granting of your blessing upon the meal we share, that we may be nourished in body, but also nurture us in the spirit of community life, that truly we may depart from this place renewed, refreshed, and filled with anticipation of what is to come. Give us your blessing as we gather together for a day and the privilege of your peace. Amen.
Thank you, Ollie. Please feel free to continue to enjoy your lunch during our presentation. We are so excited to hear from the mayor in just a few moments. I wanted to just take a moment before I step down, though, to talk about what's happening more broadly across Midland from an economic development standpoint, because there's a lot of good work going on around us, and we want to make sure we're sharing that. You know, at a high level, we're being very intentional about how we work and help our community grow. This includes stepping up our business investment attraction efforts, both domestically and globally. We're building relationships, getting in front of companies in our target industries, and making sure Midland is part of the conversation when businesses are looking to expand or relocate. A critical part of this has been partnering with the great team at Dow and the wonderful businesses within the iPark. Now, at the same time, we're not losing sight of what matters and so critical, the companies that are already here. We're seeing continued momentum from businesses like Aptar, Xeris, Performance Fluids, Case Systems, and Midland Compounding. Companies that are growing, investing, and taking a hard look at where their next phase and what that looks like right here in Midland. That's exactly what we want to see. And we're also putting a real focus on our small business community. In partnership with the Charles J. Strosacker Foundation, we launched a capacity building grant program to help local businesses invest in themselves. Whether that's equipment, space improvements, or operational upgrades, it's a practical way to support the people who are creating jobs, filling storefronts, and adding to the energy of our community. And then, of course, there's housing, which we also know is a big piece of the puzzle. Right now, we've got more than 1,000 housing units in the pipeline at different stages. And that's important because every day about 19,000 people commute into Midland. We want and we need to keep growing, so we've got to give more people the option to live here. When you put it all together, attracting new companies, supporting the ones we have, investing in small businesses, and building more housing, it's all connected. And it's moving in the right direction. We've got good momentum right now and a lot of partners at the table helping us to make it happen. And that's something worth recognizing. And that's something we're going to keep building on. There continues to be a lot of interest in Midland, both from businesses looking to come here and established companies expanding. Midland has proven to be a community of choice, and all of you take part in making that a reality. We are so thankful to partner with the City of Midland, Midland County, and so many partners across the community. We could not be successful without our members, our growing My Pros Young Professionals program, and of course, the Midland community as a whole. So I will leave it with that, but please enjoy your lunch. We'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Listen closely, folks. Have you heard the buzz? The Midland Fire Department is here to keep you safe and sound, completely free. That's right, no strings attached. Stay tuned as we tell you how a quick call can get your home and loved ones protected.
Hi, I'm Mark Laux. Did you know that 72% of homes in Michigan where a fire death occurred in 2023 had no working smoke alarms? Good news, though. You can make your home safer from the fire risk with just one phone call to the Midland Fire Department. Thanks to a statewide My Prevention program, Midland Fire Department will provide smoke alarm devices to any City of Midland resident who needs them at no cost. Well, wait, there's more. We'll even sweeten this special offer for you. Not only does this program provide free smoke alarms to residents who need them, but your proud public servants at the Midland Fire Department will install them for you. Wait, you can even have your smoke alarms installed by this fine firefighting gentleman right here. Ooh. That's right. Quicker than you can say, "Holy smokes, that's a fine firefighter in my foyer," our experienced and trained public servants will expertly install provided smoke alarms in the correct location.
Golly, gosh darn, that must cost a fortune. How much is it?
That's the beautiful part of this program. It's free. The smoke alarms, the installation, the fire safety check, everything comes at the low, low cost of $0. And you can take that to the bank.
What if I have my own smoke alarm? Will you help me install it?
You bet your bottom dollar we will. The highly trained members of the Midland Fire Department can select the best place for your new smoke alarm and hang it up, making it look like you did it all yourself. Wait, did you bring that with you? You know what? It doesn't matter. Yes, if you have a new handy-dandy fire safety contraption of your own, we'll install it free of charge. We also educate you on the fire safety risks in your home, too.
I rent my home. Can I get a free smoke alarm?
Sorry, this program is only available for owner-occupied properties. But we'd still love to give you resources so you can practice fire safety wherever you live.
Does he make home visits?
Anyway, to secure your participation in this program and take advantage of this amazing opportunity, contact the fine folks at the Midland Fire Department at 989-837-3410. They'll set you up in a jiffy with a free smoke alarm, free installation, and a free fire safety check. Call now and ensure that your home is fire safe thanks to the Midland Fire Department.
Don't wait. Call the Midland Fire Department today at 989-837-3410 and schedule your free smoke alarm installation. Protect your home and loved ones. It's fast, it's easy, and it's absolutely free. Call now.
Our street network is one of our most valuable public spaces. Let's talk traffic laws so that way we can make sure that everyone travels safely upon our roadways.
Bicycles have the same rights and responsibilities as vehicles on our roadways, so motorists should treat them as such. Cyclists should ride with the flow of traffic. If there's a designated bike lane, use it. You can identify these lanes by looking for pavement markings with a dedicated lane or a charo. Motorists should pass bicycles on the left, giving them at least 3 feet of space when passing. Only pass when it is safe to do so, keeping in mind that motorists are allowed to pass cyclists in no passing zones in most cases. If you're a pedestrian, use a sidewalk whenever possible. If you must walk in the roadway, walk against traffic as close to the side of the road as possible. Don't forget to wear light or reflective clothing if walking after dark. In Midland, bicycles and electric scooters are permitted on the sidewalk. In many cases, it's safer to ride on the road than on the sidewalk, so you should make every effort to ride on the road if it's safe to do so. On a sidewalk, cyclists and scooters must yield the right-of-way to pedestrians and are required by law to give an audible signal before overtaking and passing a pedestrian. Like bicycles, electric scooters are also permitted on city streets. Scooters should be ridden on local streets with speed limits less than 35 miles per hour, and on sidewalks when the speed limit is 35 miles per hour or greater. It is important to note that no one under the age of 12 may ride an electric scooter on any public roadway.
Just like vehicles, road users that are on bikes and scooters must signal their intended movements.
Extend your left arm to indicate turning left, and extend your right arm to indicate turning right. You can also hold up your left arm, bent at the elbow, to indicate a right turn. Extend your hand and arm downward, bent at the elbow, to indicate you are coming to a stop. No matter where you're going, you can ensure that everyone makes it to their destination safely by following these basic traffic laws. For more information, follow the link below.
Whether you're on 4 wheels, 2 wheels, or on foot, you deserve the right to feel safe and comfortable while traveling on our roadways. Let's talk some tips to ensure that everyone feels safe and comfortable while traveling.
When approaching a traffic signal or stop sign, motorists should stop at the white stop bar, not over or in front of it. Motorists should never block a crosswalk when stopping at a traffic signal. If you need to move your vehicle forward to get better visibility, do so only after checking that there are no pedestrians or non-motorized users coming. Make eye contact with other users when stopped. Motorists should yield to non-motorized users at crosswalks and allow them to cross whenever possible.
Ever heard of a left cross and a right hook? No, it's not a boxing move, it's actually a potential traffic collision. Let's examine this a little bit further so that way you know you can pay special attention to these details while you're on the roadway.
A left cross occurs when a cyclist is riding to the right and behind a car going straight through an intersection. A left-turning motorist going the other direction sees a gap behind the car traveling toward them. The left-turning car quickly turns behind the passing car, but into the path of the cyclist. To prevent this, motorists should always be watching for cyclists and only turn if the roadway, including bike lanes and sidewalks, are clear. Cyclists should always practice defensive riding and be aware of the vehicles around them, including those ahead. In a right hook situation, a cyclist approaches an intersection with the intention of going straight. A motorist approaches the cyclist from behind with the intention of turning right at the upcoming intersection. If the motorist doesn't give the cyclist enough time and space to clear the intersection, a collision can occur.
So how can we prevent this?
A motorist can avoid the right hook by checking behind them to ensure the bike lane or roadway is clear. Drivers are required to make right turns as close to the right-hand curb or edge of the roadway as reasonably possible. Remember, bike lanes are considered a part of the roadway, just as a bicycle is considered a vehicle. In fact, some bike lanes are painted with lines as they approach intersections to reinforce this interaction. Cyclists can avoid a right hook collision by moving into the middle of the lane as they approach an intersection.
Parked vehicles can be dangerous for non-motorized users as well. Let's talk about how.
Dooring occurs when a motorist opens their vehicle door into the path of a passing cyclist. Motorists should always check their rearview mirror and side mirrors before opening a car door on a street. Use your far hand to open the car door. This simple move forces you to look over your shoulder so you can ensure no cyclists are approaching. Cyclists and other non-motorized users should use caution near parked vehicles and stay outside the reach of doors when passing them.
By increasing your awareness of potential roadway conflicts, you can ensure that everyone traveling within our roadways makes it to their destination safely. For more information, please visit the link below.
Donald Rivet, we have Kevin Hayes, Deputy District Director. For Midland County Commissioners, we have Jeanette Schneider, Larry Schulke, and Chairman Mark. We also have our Midland County elected officials countywide, Jennifer Anway, Register of Deeds, J.D. Brooks, Prosecutor, Kathy Lunsford, Treasurer, and also Bridget Granston, our Administrator Controller. Please join me in thanking all of them. And we also want to make sure that we have so many people who, in one of the many ways that people get engaged, serve in local government, be it township, village, school board. Would all of you please stand so we can recognize and thank you? All right, thank you. And thank you, of course, to our own mayor for the city of Midland, Maureen Donker, and we're going to hear more from her in a minute, including introducing our city manager, city council members, and other key members of the city team. So please join me again in thanking all of them. We appreciate so much all they do. Next, I'd like to ask our Midland Business Alliance board members to stand and be recognized. Our Chair Mike Williams and all the board members. I've seen many of you out there. If you would please stand. Thank you. Thank you. Great team of leaders, and I'm so fortunate to have them on our board and helping guide the Midland Business Alliance. And of course, we want to thank our members who make programs such as this possible throughout the entire year. I want to take the opportunity to thank our 2026 business champions, Diamond and Platinum partners, and thank them for their commitment to the organization. So please stand if you're representing one of these businesses. First State Bank, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Capital Power, CBM Services, City of Midland, Corteva, Dow, Dow Credit Union, DTE, DuPont, Fisher Companies, Garber Chevrolet Midland, Huntington Bank, Isabella Bank, Midland County, My Michigan Health, Saginaw Valley State University, Spence Brothers, Spicer Group, Three Rivers Corporation, and TriStar Trust. Please join me in thanking our business champions. Next, I want to recognize our Diamond partners, and you're going to hear a few of these same names once again. For our Diamond partners, First State Bank, Beer Line, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, Bone and Bailey Insurance Agency, Capital Power, CBM Services, Corteva, Dow, Dow Championship, Dow Credit Union, Dow Gardens, DTE, DuPont, Fisher Companies, Garber Chevrolet Midland, the Great Hall Banquet and Convention Center, the Great Lakes Loons, Greater Midland, Huntington Bank, Yeiter Insurance, Ironstack Technology, Isabella Bank, ITC, Members First Credit Union, Midland Daily News, My Michigan Health, Posnack Dyer Kanar Shefsky Thompson PLC, Roquette, Saginaw Valley State University, Spence Brothers, Spicer Group, Three Rivers Corporation, and TriStar Trust. Those are our diamond partners. Thank you all so much. And lastly, we want to make sure to recognize our platinum partners. And again, if you would stand, Central Michigan University, Consumers Energy, Go Great Lakes Bay, Great Lakes Bay Michigan Works, Health Advantage Credit Union, Hemlock Semiconductor, Midland Area Wellbeing Coalition, MidCon, Northwood University, Riverside Energy Group, and Wildfire Credit Union. We applaud all of their commitment to the Midland Business Alliance. And now I'm pleased to welcome Micah Baumgartner from Spence Brothers, our event sponsor for today's State of the City address. So Micah, please join us.
Thank you, Tony, and thank you to the MBA for putting this event on and bringing everyone together. Like I said, I'm Micah Baumgartner. I'm here representing Spence Brothers today, and just wanted to take a minute to kind of run through some of the area projects we're working on. So the first one is the Midland Center for the Arts. No doubt some of you have noticed the disruption we've been causing over there. It's complete phased renovations. The facility has been operational during construction. We're currently in the third of 4 phases, and the centerpiece, the showpiece, the Hall of Ideas Museum, has a grand opening of the fall of this year. Next up, it would be the Sanford Dam reconstruction. I am pleased to announce that we achieved a substantial completion last month, and in mid-April, we'll start filling the lake back up. It'll take, weather pending, it'll take approximately 30 to 40 days to fill it back up. We can only raise it a foot per day to allow the impoundment to get resaturated and stabilize with it now being underwater again. Next up, you guys probably also have noticed the disruption in the parking lot at Dow Gardens. We're well underway of constructing the new Welcome Center. The place is still operational while we're doing this. I believe we're in temporary trailers for right now, yes. June 19th is the ribbon cutting for the building, and then July 16th will be all done with the parking lot and landscape work and finally out of your guys' hair. Like I said, they've been open. Butterflies in Bloom is there currently, and the Dinosaurs Around the World, do I have that right? Is coming May, yes. And lastly, Northwood University. It's complete renovation of their existing hotel, conference center, some academic and office spaces as well, and then a brand new addition of a new conference center, fairly state-of-the-art conference center. Currently, it is under design. We'll break ground this summer yet and be out of there by the end of 2027. So thank you guys for giving me a moment here to kind of highlight some of the projects you guys seen us working on, and hopefully there'll be plenty more to come. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mike, and Spence Brothers. Now I'd like to invite Elizabeth Lumbert from Dow Gardens, our speaker sponsor, and she will introduce our mayor. Elizabeth, welcome.
Well, hello from Dow Gardens. I did see that there is some snow outside, but I have some good news from Dow Gardens. Spring is on its way. Truly. One of my favorite things at Dow Gardens is to see the snowdrops that start to pop up even when there's snow on the ground, right by the bumps in the estate garden portion of the garden. So snowdrops are popping up. 20,000 daffodils and tulips are popping up. They'll be in bloom in May. And our butterflies right now are flying. They're from all around the world. They're flying in the conservatory. It's 80 degrees in there. It's green. I encourage you to stop at our table that we set up back there. We have real plants back there, real flowers. It's green, it's spring, it's coming. And then as Micah mentioned, dinosaurs from around the world are going to be coming into the Dow Gardens, roaring into the Dow Gardens in May and staying through Labor Day. We will have some sensory-friendly nights where we turn off the roar and the animatronics, but it's going to be quite something. They're going to be landscaped with tropical plants so kids can learn about the plants that you see in fossils as well as their dinosaurs. So a lot of things coming along with our Welcome Center, as Micah just mentioned. And do come to our ribbon cutting on June 19th at 11 o'clock. We are so looking forward to welcoming you. So now I have the privilege of introducing Mayor Maureen Donker to deliver our keynote. Maureen Donker has served on the Midland City Council since 2007. She was elected mayor by her fellow council members in 2009 and has served continuously since then. Maureen is a dedicated member of our community. She currently serves on multiple boards of directors. Her contributions have earned her several prestigious awards in recognition of her commitment to the community. She's employed as the executive director of the Reese Endeavor, which is a local nonprofit that provides housing for individuals with special needs. She also facilitates the Cabot Corporation Community Advisory Panel at the Midland location. Maureen is a proud, lifelong resident of Midland, and we are proud to have her as our mayor. She is a graduate of Northern Michigan University and the Great Lakes Institute for Leaders, and she is a proud wife, mother, and grandmother, and it's my pleasure to introduce Mayor Donker.
Sorry, I've got to organize myself here. Okay. There's a lot of you. Well, thanks, Elizabeth, for the very kind introduction, and thank you, Spence Brothers, for sponsoring today's event. Tony, I'm always grateful for you and your team for inviting me here. Your work truly impacts our community, and it is a pleasure to work with you. And my thanks to all of you for being here. It's always a humbling experience because truthfully, the story that I'm telling really belongs to all of you. I am pleased to be joined by my colleagues on council, so let me introduce them. Tim Solar, Ward 1. Dave Pasek, Ward 3. Mayor Pro Tem Diane Brown-Wilhelm, Ward 4. And Marty Wozbinski, Ward 5. It is wonderful working with all of you. I appreciate your thoughtfulness and your civility. Thank you. I would like to introduce some of our city staff. City Manager, Brad Kay. City Attorney, Chris Komara. Assistant City Manager, Chris Saladin. And Assistant City Manager for Development Services, Jacob Kane. Up on the screen are the names of city employees who received a City Strive Award this past year for their excellent service to our community. You know, City Council helps set the direction, but it is our city staff who brings the vision to life every single day here in Midland. If you are a city employee, would you please stand up? All of you. And would you please join me in thanking them for the great job that they do? I try to begin every state of the city with something that helps frame where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. I'll admit that this year I struggled with it a bit. And then I was in a conversation with Dave Clark from the Midland Daily News, and he mentioned a trend that he was seeing. People looking back 10 years, looking at what life looked like then, and what life lessons might still matter today. Well, that clicked with me. So I did just exactly that. I went back 10 years, and I was surprised by what I found. Many of the issues that we're working through today, infrastructure needs, economic pressures, questions about growth and sustainability, were the same topics we were talking about 10 years. Different details, perhaps, but very similar issues. What struck me most, though, wasn't the challenges themselves, but it was how we responded to them. Time and again, the thing that allowed Midland to move forward wasn't a single solution or a single decision. It was the way that we worked together across businesses, across nonprofits, across differing perspectives as a community. Because the key to our success then is the same key to our success now. The challenges may evolve, but what carries us forward remains constant. A community that is willing to come together, face hard realities and different perspectives honestly, and move forward together. So let's take a minute to look at some of the successes from the last 10 years. Give yourself a hand. At the city, we continue to focus on the goals that work so well for us: economic sustainability, effective utilization of resources, and providing services that enhance quality of life. Here's what I see as our focus this year, and it comes down to 3 themes: finishing what we started, staying resilient in the face of challenges, and making sure that Midland's best days are still ahead. First, 2026 is truly a year of completion. After the historic floods of 2017 and 2020, our community didn't just aim to recover, we committed to coming back stronger, and now we are seeing the payoff. Dam restoration is nearing completion. One of the lakes will return this spring. Sewer backup protections are wrapping up in key neighborhoods, and additional mitigation and environmental recovery projects are moving forward, thanks to state, federal, and regional partnerships. In other words, a lot of long-term work is finally crossing the finish line, and I think that we can all agree it'll be nice to have it done. The second area of focus is resilience continues to define Midland. Finishing projects doesn't mean that challenges go away. Economic uncertainty with local companies, aging infrastructure, road conditions, beloved landmarks like the Tridge remind us that communities require constant care. But Midland has never been a community that ignores challenges. We assess them, we plan for them, and we tackle them, thoughtfully and together. That steady, practical resilience is one of our greatest strengths. And third, we remain firmly focused on the future. We know that the road ahead isn't always perfectly mapped out, but Midland has never needed perfect certainty to move forward. We've always relied on collaboration, smart planning, and shared commitment to keeping this community strong, welcoming, and vibrant. And really, when you put all three together, the message is simple. We finish what we start, we adapt when challenges come, and we keep moving forward together. That's Midland, and it continues to serve us well. At our annual planning session in January, Council's direction to staff as they prepare the 2026-27 budget was to maintain services at the highest level possible, to hold the millage rate at 15.14 mils for the 8th consecutive year. I have to tell you that that is going to be a challenge for us, but I promise you we'll do our very best. Additionally, we identified funding for the following priority areas: stormwater management, facility maintenance, the leachate treatment system at the city landfill, and construction of a future fire station if necessary. Now let me tell you about some of the accomplishments from the last year and some of the things that you'll be seeing in the future, and I'll begin with planning. Roads, they get a lot of attention, but sidewalks are an important part of the picture as well. Last year, the city launched Midland's first ever sidewalk replacement program, investing $500,000 a year for 2 years to replace aging sidewalks, improve drainage and grading, and upgrade ADA accessibility and eliminate safety hazards. This is a practical investment that makes our neighborhoods safer, more walkable, and easier for everyone to navigate. Zoning. May not sound exciting, but it matters. It shapes how Midland looks, feels, and functions. In 2025, we completed the first 2 of 7 updates that are focused on development standards and land use rules that support high-quality, walkable developments across our city. More updates are going to be coming in 2026, all aimed at development that looks good, works well, and fits Midland's character. Housing. Housing continues to be a top priority. Our future depends on having housing options for every stage of life, and we are making real progress. One of the bigger new developments, the Dean, which is on the corner of East Lawn and Jefferson, their first 3 buildings will be opening this October, and the rest of the buildings will open early next year. Our fire department. This year, we made an important investment in public safety leadership. We welcomed Jeff Tomasic as our new deputy fire chief and promoted Jacob Keister to fire training and safety officer. Previously, these responsibilities were combined into a single role. But as our community grows and expectations increased, it makes sense to split these into 2 focused positions. This means stronger leadership, better training, and even greater emphasis on safety for both our first responders and the residents that we serve. You've heard about the fire study. I've talked about it for the last 2 years. While we don't have big news yet, I do promise you that progress is happening. The fire study contains 65 recommendations. There really are no quick fixes with this. We do hope, though, to have more concrete updates to share with you later this summer. Our police department. In 2025, the police department welcomed a new critical incident vehicle, and let me say there's a lot more to it than your average police car. It supports our 13-member SWAT team and gives officers a safer way to respond to high-risk situations. It provides better protections for our officers and our community. All officers will be trained to operate it, and hopefully it will spend most of its time parked quietly doing absolutely nothing. Now, if you want to see it, it's outside, it's pretty daunting, it's a big thing, you can't miss it. You're welcome to go, take a look at it, sit in it, check it out. Water. Our water department has successfully wrapped up several behind-the-scenes water maintenance projects having to do with pumps, valves, switchgear, and reservoir safeguards. Not the most headline-grabbing stuff, but truly very good news. It means that things are working the way they should, and Midland continues to enjoy safe, reliable, great quality water every single day. Water reclamation. Flood resilience continues to be a major priority for Midland, and we are making great progress. Thanks to our flood resiliency partners and a $40 million investment from the state of Michigan, we are moving forward with critical stormwater improvements designed to reduce flooding risks and better protect our neighborhoods. $25 million of that funding is focused on a series of high-impact projects that we identified through extensive study and community input. We have 7 projects, and the work will begin this spring, and it is all expected to be completed before the end of this construction season. This is some of the most important work that we can do to safeguard homes, businesses, and our community for years to come. Our library. Over the past year, the Grace A. Down Memorial Library has been anything but quiet. It has truly become one of the Midland's most comfortable and productive places to be. We've been hard at work modernizing the building and creating spaces that better serve our community. During construction, we opened a temporary City Hall branch library, and it turned out to be a very eye-opening experience, giving many of us a whole new appreciation for what our library staff manage every single day and just how many different needs that they meet. Let me just say, we have an amazing team at the library, and we are very grateful for everything that they do. Restructuring. As part of the city's ongoing citywide effort to continually improve how we do deliver services, we took an important look this year at restructuring what was formerly our Department of Public Services. To focus better on efficiency, clarity, and service excellence, it was officially divided into 2 standalone departments: Parks and Recreation, led by Marcy Post, and the Department of Public Works, led by Karen Murphy. This change allows each team to sharpen its focus, strengthen accountability, and better serve our residents in the areas that matter most to everyday quality of life. On the Parks and Recreation side, the Plymouth Pool got some well-deserved attention last year, undergoing extensive renovation that started in late 2024 and was carried over to 2025. The work included important structural and surface upgrades and a brand new protective coating over the pool's concrete shell. And it is worth noting that Plymouth Pool is one of only 2 public outdoor pools in the entire Great Lakes Bay region. City Council recently approved Parks and Recreation Master Plan for 2026 through 2030. This plan is our roadmap for keeping Midland active, healthy, and enjoying the outdoors. In December, we celebrated the grand opening of the Poseyville Preserve on the coldest day of the year, I have to say. And this was a transformative project that is turning a former industrial site into a vibrant green space. At the heart of the project is Founders Crossing, a new pedestrian bridge spanning the Tittabawassee River and linking the Allen W. Ott Family Pavilion and riverfront trails with downtown Midland. Together, this 1.2-mile loop now offers residents and visitors a safe, accessible way to enjoy nature and experience our scenic riverfront. This project was made possible through the combined support of local foundations, nonprofit partners, and generous community donors. The Poseyville Preserve and Founders Crossing matter, not only for recreation and connectivity, but also as a powerful example of community collaboration, transforming underutilized land into opening welcome space that strengthens the connection between downtown, the riverfront, and neighborhoods throughout Midland. The Department of Public Works. One of the things that the Department of Public Works oversees is the city's dial-a-ride transportation system. Over the past year, the City of Midland and Midland County have taken a thoughtful look at what the future of public transportation could look like for us. Through a year-long transportation study, we came together to explore how dial-a-ride and community connections, two strong, well-established systems, might work even better through collaboration. The goal is simple: to find smart ways to be more efficient, expand service, and better meet the needs of residents across our entire county. Now, this was about exploring possibilities, not making final decisions. Think about it as kicking the tires. We're not buying the car yet. The next step has two non-negotiables. It must improve services or reduce costs to residents, and it must protect the dedicated employees who keep these systems running every single day. This is a slow and steady, do-it-right kind of effort, because when it comes to mobility and access in Midland, we are committed to planning wisely and building a future that works for everyone. Curry Golf Course. At the end of 2025, we said goodbye to Curry's Municipal Golf Course's General Manager, Paul Milholland, who was our manager there for 17 years. Filling his shoes is new General Manager, Tim Fenwick. Tim is also overseeing the architectural design work and engineering for a golf simulator expansion at Curry. That work is underway now, and we anticipate it opening in early November. Barstow Municipal Airport. Tree clearing at Barstow Airport is underway on airport property and into a small portion of city forests. This is a multi-year safety project that was required by the FAA and MDOT to keep the runway approach area clear of tree obstructions. This is all about maintaining safe operations while protecting a very important community asset. Now, I just covered some of the things we're doing at the city. I would like to now take a minute to share with you some of the great things that are happening across our community. Midland's philanthropic organizations are a driving force behind what makes Midland community exceptional. Last year, they invested more than $54 million in Midland County. I think we should give them a hand up. Midland Public Schools. Since last fall, Midland Public Schools has been working on a new strategic plan that will help guide the district for the next 5 years or more. This plan was officially approved by the school board Monday night. One of the key parts of this work is creating a profile of a graduate, outlining the skills, knowledge, and attributes that a student should possess upon graduating from Midland Public Schools. As you can see, it's about more than just academic achievement. It's also about ensuring that students are workforce ready and engaged members of the community. Neighboring Week. It has been incredible, I think, how Neighboring Week has evolved since the faith-based community first introduced it back in 2011. Now in its 15th year, the program is coordinated by the Neighboring Week Committee, which is part of the Cultural Awareness Coalition. The goal of Neighboring Week is to build a more welcoming, inclusive, and connected community. Neighboring Week will take place this year, September 27th through October 3rd, and I hope that all of you and your organizations will participate in that. Well-being. Before I talk about well-being, let me try and put this in simple terms, and I know Bridget's going, good luck, Maureen. Life isn't easy. We understand that. The well-being work is about helping people stay healthy, handle life's challenges, and succeed at work and at home. And that's important because strong communities and strong economies both depend on people who are able to do just that. Through well-being workshops and activities led by the Wellbeing Coalition, people from across Midland are gaining practical skills and tools to help manage stress, stay active, and build healthy habits and relationships. They are supporting people not to just get by, but to thrive as individuals and in our workplaces across our community. The Wellbeing Coalition is also expanding their impact through innovative partnerships. This year, they're again working with the University of Pennsylvania to support well-being efforts within community corrections. Leona Brandewine is the Assistant Director of the Masters in Applied Positive Psychology program at Penn. And here's what they say about Midland. In terms of cities, Midland is unique in its partnership with Penn. Your strategic focus on partnering different organizations with us over the past 12 years is remarkable. No other cities have partnered with us in that way. I think community-led initiatives like Neighboring Week and the work of the Wellbeing Coalition have helped set Midland apart and have contributed to the recognition that we have earned as a great place to live and, most recently, the best place to retire in the United States. Public art. Public Arts Midland continues to bring art and creativity into our community in fun and engaging ways. On August 29th, Performance in the Park will return to Grove Park, featuring 2 free performances of Shakespeare's The Tempest, along with short performances from local theater and performing arts groups throughout the day. This is a wonderful opportunity to celebrate our talented arts community and to enjoy one of Midland's beautiful parks. The Dow Championship will return to Midland for its 7th year, June 8th through the 14th at the Midland Country Club. And the fun starts even before the first tee shot. The Dow Walk Run will kick things off on June 7th, followed by Rock the Block on June 8th. From there, the entire week is filled with activities, fun and activity for the community, both on and off the course. Tournament organizers continue to be very intentional about keeping the dollars local, so the whole region benefits, and it's working. In 2025, the economic impact reached $20 million during tournament week alone. The Visitors and Convention Bureau. Tourism numbers fluctuate, so I've found out when I've looked at this over the years. It's the nature of the industry. Even with a slight dip in overnight stays last year, the response hasn't been hesitation. It's been reinvestment. Our hospitality partners are reinvesting, upgrading properties, and preparing for the future. And I think those decisions reflect real confidence in where Midland is headed. The total direct spending from visitors in Midland County in 2024 was $183.9 million, up $12.9 million from 2023. Now let's take a walk around the community, and I'll begin in the Bay City Road area. Costco. Costco's membership is well over 50,000 members. They have more members than we have citizens of the city of Midland. I think that, Midland might have been a bit of a risk for Costco in the beginning, but I'll have to say I think we've proven to be a pretty darn good investment for them. Market Street was extended in 2024, and they're going to be welcoming a new development soon. I'm looking forward to seeing what it's going to be. I have no idea about that, so I'm excited to find that out, and I think it's going to be exciting to see how this whole area of town continues to grow. Scientific Anglers. It was started in 1945 by 3 Midlanders who loved to fish and had a vision. They took their STEM skills and applied them to fishing, and now they are a global leader in the fly fishing industry. They were purchased by Orvis in 2013, and this year they celebrated their 80th anniversary. The iPark. 10 years ago, it would have been hard to imagine how the former Michigan operations site becoming the iPark that we see today, now the home to 8 global companies. These companies are investing, expanding, and creating jobs right here in Midland. In 2025, Corteva and DuPont made significant new investments, and City Council was proud to support that growth. Also in 2025, Cunity established itself as a global technology provider for semiconductors, with the Midland plant becoming one of its key operational locations. With built-in infrastructure and dedicated energy resources and a collaborative business environment, the iPark is a powerful example of how Midland has reinvented itself while building on its strengths. One project you've probably noticed is the Indian and Buttles Corridor improvement. This is a major MDOT investment being nearly 10 years in the making. Work began last summer with utilities being buried along Buttles, and this month construction began on Indian and Patrick Streets from Jerome to Washington. During reconstruction of Indian and Patrick, traffic will shift to Buttles, which will temporarily become a two-way street. Now, the key word is temporary here. In 2027, traffic will shift to Indian while Buttles is being rebuilt. When all of it is finished, we'll have safer streets, new traffic signals, great lighting, and a beautiful 10-foot pathway along Buttles. This is a significant upgrade to one of Midland's most traveled corridors, and it's a real win for both visitors and residents. Yiter Insurance is a great example of a local company that has been around for a long time and gives back to the community. They opened in 1940 as the Robert T. Ferries Insurance Company and went through several iterations before Cal bought it in the 1980s. This past year, they celebrated 85 years in business. MCV Capital Power is the largest gas-fired combined heat and electrical power generating plant in America, and it is located right here in Midland, Michigan. They are a major supplier of energy to customers in Michigan and the upper Midwest, and they also directly supply major industrial customers located near the facility. This past year, they celebrated their 35th anniversary, and in February, they were excited to announce the extension of their power purchase agreement with consumers until 2040. Chippewa Nature Center. This coming August, the Nature Center will welcome 150 people from across the country for a national summit of Nature Center leaders. They will be here to share ideas and best practices for managing outdoor nature centers that also have nature schools. During 2025, the Nature Center welcomed more than 100,000 visitors and also partnered with the City of Midland to help restore the native grasses and natural landscaping at the Poseyville Preserve. They are experts in this work, and we are very grateful for their partnership. Greater Midland Community Center. For more than a century, the Midland Community Center has been a part of the fabric of this community. It first opened its doors in 1919 and has continued to evolve to meet the needs of each new generation. Today, Greater Midland is reaching more people than ever through their 5 operating units, with participation growing over many of their programs. In 2025, they made major improvements at the Tennis Center, which enhanced the experience for players, members, and guests, and help ensure that the facility remains a great asset for years to come. Moving to Saginaw Road, the former Pie site has been purchased, and we're looking forward to that site being redeveloped in the future. And last summer, Center City businesses rolled up their sleeves and started dreaming about the next phase of the Saginaw Road Streetscape project. Phase 1 was wrapped up in 2022, bringing new sidewalks, lighting, and trees to South Saginaw Road between Patrick and Dartmouth. Now they are looking ahead to extending that momentum through the Ashman Circle. Local businesses have been sharing ideas to make the area even more inviting and walkable, with great shopping, great dining, and places that people want to linger. You'll be hearing more about it this summer, with construction to begin in 2028. Northwood University. When you talk about Midland's future, we're talking about talent, leadership, and innovation, and Northwood is central to all 3. This year, Northwood announced 2 new graduate programs with real-world impact, one in health leadership and another in automotive and mobility. Both are designed to prepare leaders for these rapidly evolving industries. At the same time, Northwood is in the midst of a historic comprehensive campaign to advance its role as America's free enterprise university. Midland, home of America's free enterprise university. I think that sounds pretty good, so you guys go for it. In celebration of America's 250th anniversary, Northwood will open its campus this Friday for a Freedom Lights the Future celebration that will be capped off by a concert with Jedi Mind Trip. You're all invited to attend, and come together as Americans, have a great time, and for this once-in-a-generation moment, I have it on good authority that they're ready to party like it's 1776. My Michigan Medical Center continues to grow right alongside Midland. The newly expanded emergency department is now complete, increasing capacity by nearly 40%. This change means a better experience for patients when they need the care most. And I would like to take a moment to recognize a remarkable community leader. After nearly 3 decades of healthcare service, President and Chief Executive Officer of My Michigan Health, Dr. Lydia Watson will retire in just a few weeks. We thank Dr. Watson for dedication, compassion, and steady leadership, and we wish her all the best in her retirement. And as she passes the torch, we welcome Brian Cross, who is currently the Chief Operating Officer for My Michigan Health, and he will step into that role later this month and continue that strong tradition of community connection. In February, the Alden B. Dow Home and Studio launched the book, Mid-Century Modern Midland. The book centers on the legacy of Alden B. Dow and his iconic studio, celebrating both Midland's architectural heritage and Dow's lasting influence on modern design. From blending architecture with nature to his innovative use of materials, Alden Dow had global design impact that started right here in Midland. This book reminds us that Midland's design legacy isn't just history, it really is a part of who we are. It highlights the creativity and innovation that started here and continues to shape our community today. The Center for the Arts is where creativity belongs to everyone. Whether you're enjoying a performance, taking a class, or stepping onto the stage yourself, I think you're really brave if you do that, it inspires future innovators and brings energy to our entire community. In 2025, while in the midst of a $47 million museum renovation, which you just got to see pictures of, they were able to welcome 112,000 guests and generate $12 million in economic impact. The renovated museum is expected to open later this year. As you heard, big things are happening at Dow Gardens. I'm so excited about some of this. I'm excited about all of it. But anyway, right now, Butterflies and Blooms are there until April 19th. From May 19th until Labor Day, visitors will encounter 10 life-size animatronic dinosaurs tucked throughout the garden and forest. And as Elizabeth said, they're going to have plants. It's going to be the whole thing. I have grandkids now. I cannot wait to take them there. Woo. In June, they will celebrate their ribbon cutting for their new Welcome Center. You know, the gardens is such an incredible asset for our community. They draw over 200,000 visitors a year, which is about 40% of those come from outside the region. We are so blessed to have them. Downtown Midland. In 2025, Downtown Midland opened its new public restrooms. The property at 120 McDonald Street was completely renovated and now features 4 public restroom stalls, a brand new changing spaces restroom, and a 1,200 square foot office space that is already rented. Practical, inclusive, and fully occupied, I think that's a downtown win. And downtown continues to see new investment. We have 3 major projects that are going on, and I think it shows how we are honoring our history while we're building for our future. The Oddfellows building is the oldest downtown structure dating back to 1876, and it is enjoying a $4.2 million investment from RDS Management. The site is being thoughtfully restored into a mixed-use space with 3 ground floor businesses and 5 new apartments, bringing new energy while preserving a piece of Midland's history. And I'm looking at my folks, and I understand it's going to be all set to go before the end of the year. Yes, they're saying yes. And just down the street, Panasic Property Solution is breathing new life into the former Chemical Bank building at 333 East Main Street. That property adds 25 new downtown housing units, along with retail, restaurant, and office space on the first floor, which means that more neighbors, more foot traffic, and more downtown momentum. And the Shaheen development is transforming the former Midland Daily News site, turning that, what was once a challenging industrial property, into 18 new housing units. With more than $7 million invested, this project removes blight, improves environmental conditions, and brings additional residents right into the heart of our downtown. You know, projects like these support local businesses, strengthen our tax base, and keep downtown Midland active and alive. Speaking of alive, our pedestrian plaza will return for its 7th year this June. You know, music, outdoor games, dining in the sunshine. You can't beat downtown Midland in the summer. Dow Diamond. The Great Lakes Loons are back, opening Friday, April 3rd, and as always, Dow Diamond is getting ready for another great season of baseball, fireworks, and a few surprises. This year, there will be 11 firework loontaculars lighting up the sky, plus some theme nights that sound intriguing. I won't spoil them for you, but the clues are Michigan Dogmen, Mick Foley, and something very glowy from the 80s. I'll let your curiosity and maybe Google do the rest. Either way, it's shaping up to be another fun time at one of Midland's favorite gathering spots. All of this work that you've heard about today, from city projects to community initiatives, reflects something important about Midland. We believe in working together, we believe in investing in our future, and we believe that strong communities are built by people who care about where they live. That is what continues to move Midland forward and why we remain an exceptional place to call home. Because at the end of the day, our vision is simple and powerful. Midland, an inclusive community, together forward bold, an exceptional place where everyone thrives. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mayor. Just an incredible overview of our wonderful community, and we are so pleased to hear that from you on behalf of the whole city and your leadership and the great team at the city. We again, please join me in thanking Mayor Donker for the State of the City address. Now, I have the pleasure of introducing our next presenter, Alicia Christie. Alicia is the Director of Community Impact at the Midland Area Community Foundation, and she's here today to present this year's Citizenship Award. Alicia, please.
Hi, everyone. As Tony just mentioned, my name is Alicia Christie, and I serve as the Director of Community Impact at the Midland Area Community Foundation. Many thanks to Mayor Donker and our entire city team for their service and work over the past year. And thanks to all of you, our entire community, for the way we've joined together to help our neighbors and to passionately live our vision, which is Midland County, an inclusive community. Together, forward bold, an exceptional place where everyone thrives. In partnership with the Midland Business Alliance and the City of Midland, the Midland Area Community Foundation presents the Citizenship Award each year at the annual State of the City address. This award is to recognize an individual who is unselfishly committed to making the community a better place by encouraging and helping others to employ respect, civility, and inclusiveness to make a difference. This award is not for volunteerism, leadership, or philanthropy, but rather is a call to attention of how individuals engage in their community and look for ways to bring about positive change. It is important to note that there is a fundamental difference between being a resident and being a citizen. A citizen is engaged, active, and strives to make the community a better place. Additionally, a citizen brings ideas and concerns forward in a constructive, respectful manner in the face of societal inclination toward divisive behavior. The goal of granting this award is to highlight the work largely unheralded by individuals who go about the doing in a manner that renders them an example to which other citizens would aspire to replicate. The award is meant to recognize individuals who are largely under the radar as they go about engaging in dialogue and action to bring about positive community change. So today, we are excited to introduce this year's award winner, Gary Bellotti. Gary has been involved in the community and community service for decades, quietly helping in a variety of ways. Gary and his family moved to Midland over 28 years ago. Professionally, Gary has always worked on health, wellness, and community efforts. He worked across the country with organizations like Johnson & Johnson and the YWCA. He served 15 years as a global leader in health and human performance at Dow. He now runs his own consulting business and serves as the Midland Area Wellbeing Coalition Outreach Coordinator. Gary has been a member of the City of Midland's Park and Recreation Commission since 2015, nearly 11 years of dedicated leadership and service. During that time, he has stepped up as both the chair and vice chair, consistently demonstrating his commitment to the commission and our community. According to the Parks and Recreation Director, Gary exemplifies what we hope for in a commissioner. He asks thoughtful questions, brings forward constructive suggestions and practical solutions, and actively participates in special events and programs beyond regular meetings. He is engaged, supportive, and genuinely invested in the success of our parks and recreation system. To sum up, Gary is exactly the kind of leader every board hopes to have, someone who is committed, collaborative, and community-minded. Through the Midland Area Wellbeing Coalition, Gary has started the Welcome to Midland initiative. As Gary describes it, it's not just a welcome wagon handing out brochures. It's a true commitment to walk with new residents and introduce them to the networks, clubs, schools, and opportunities that make Midland special. It is about ensuring that people feel cared for and connected to the community from the very start. Gary said that the Welcome to Midland work excites him because it combines everything that he values: wellness, relationships, and community collaboration. Long before Neighboring Week was a major initiative in Midland County, Gary organized his own neighborhood block party. It has continued for years, and dare I say decades. In fact, his friends at the Community Foundation know every year when he is hosting this party because he stops by our office and borrows every single lawn game that we own and keep in our basement at the Community Foundation. One of the best images I have of Gary is as he drives away from the Community Foundation in his little Subaru. It is packed to the gills with every lawn game that is for his party. And I just feel like that is such a sweet representation of who you really are. You are working with eagerness to serve others in these quiet and simple ways that make big impact. You help to create a sense of belonging for people across our community just by bringing those lawn games and making that intentionality. Gary is the kind of individual this award is meant to recognize. Someone who is quiet and who is respectful and goes about making a difference one neighbor at a time. The Midland Area Community Foundation, along with the Midland Business Alliance and City of Midland, is proud to recognize Gary Bellotti as our Citizenship Award winner. Gary exemplifies what it means to be a citizen who goes about setting an example of how to carry out business in a respectful and inclusive manner, choosing to give back again and again to the community. His ongoing service and conduct sets an example for all of us. So one more time, please join me in recognizing Gary Bellotti as the recipient of our 2026 Citizenship Award.
Can I get a copy of that speech?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Thank you.
Picture. Oh, one more.
4 more. Thank you.
Thanks. All right.
Very much.
In conjunction with this award, a donation will be made to the community organization of Gary's choice in his honor. Thanks for helping us recognize our Citizenship Award honoree, and have a wonderful afternoon.
Well, thank you, Alicia, and congratulations, Gary, for the well-deserved recognition. Well, we've packed a lot in to a tight time frame, but we want to make sure this is informative because we are so fortunate to have such a wonderful community of engaged and caring individuals who are making a difference in Midland, the Great Lakes Bay region, and really around the globe. And so we are so honored to have all of you here. We always try and be respectful of time, so we want to make sure that we meet that commitment to being done by 1 o'clock. Now, a little added pressure, as my friend Kevin LeDuc mentioned, that at 1 o'clock there's a statewide tornado warning test. So if there was any question when 1 o'clock is, we may hear that, or our phones may be buzzing. But again, our thanks to Mayor Maureen Donker, our thanks to our event sponsor, Spence Brothers, our speaker sponsor, Dow Gardens, the Midland Area Community Foundation, and thank you all for being here today, the great team at the Great Hall that takes so good care of us. We appreciate you joining us for the 2026 State of the City Address. Have a wonderful afternoon.